Before this video starts, I would like to thank Duker I won for the free Chroma Slasher since I got ripped off basically out of my Heat and Chroma cards. I gave him the cards to show appreciation. Now on to the video. So this video may get some people angry in the comments, so I'm just going to say this right now. This is all opinion based, so if you don't agree with it, that's fine. And yeah, so you can even just do this for yourself. Make your own video about it if you just don't agree with mine. So yeah, basically, I'm going to be rating the top 10 chromas in looks. So yeah, not in value, just how they look. And which ones are the coolest out of all of them. From the worst out of the 10 to the top 10. Some of them are not going to make the list. So I'll just show, before I get to the number 1, I'm just going to say it. All the ones that didn't make the list. So starting at the number 10, this might get some people mad, but at number 10, it's the Chroma Death Shard. Honestly, I've never been a fan of the Chroma Death Shard. It's been pretty cool, but it's just kind of like too small for my liking. It's supposed to be like, usually chromas are bigger, or like just, they're supposed to be bigger. A little bit bigger would be nice, but it's a Death Shard. And also the normal Death Shard looks a lot cleaner than it, so yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not that bad. You get it in Knife Box 1, so yeah. It isn't the worst one, but I like it, but it's just not like better than the ones that I'm going to show next. At number 9, I have the Chroma Slasher. Now, you're wondering why it's so low. The reason why it's so low is because Chroma Slasher, it doesn't have much chroma on it, but it does look cool in my opinion. Some people will say it's ugly, some people will say it's pretty cool. I'm one of the people who think it's not that bad, because once you get to have it, it's not that ugly. It's just pretty cool to have, honestly, once you get to use it and everything. So yeah, let's get on to the next one. So we're getting into a gun now. You can probably guess which gun it is. It's the Chroma Shark. Now, since the chroma guns, the 5 chroma guns, they're at the very top of the list, you probably think it's going to be higher. But honestly, Chroma Shark just doesn't have as much chroma on it either. It's like the Chroma Saw of guns. Like, it has the least chroma on it, like the least cool looking one. But people still like it. I'm kind of a fan of it, but just not many people like it, and that's why it's kind of low on the list. So yeah, it's definitely like it can't really compare that good to the other chroma guns. The other chroma guns are pretty cool. I like the other chroma guns a lot, but Chroma Shark just doesn't have the looks to me. Now from this point on, we're getting into the good stuff, the ones that are actually looking really good. Like, yeah, the ones that basically have a lot of color to them, well, mostly a lot of color, but not the highest ones on the list, because there's cooler ones in it. So on to the number 7, we have the Chroma Heat. Now, you probably think Chroma Heat has to be higher on the list than this, right? Well, a lot of people like Chroma Heat, but personally, I'm more of a Chroma like Fang and Laser liker, or Chroma Gemstone. The reason why is Chroma Heat and the Heat Godly, I've never been a big fan. Considering the 2 Godlies, they've always been like very small. And looking at the Heat in the picture, it looks like it's a cool big Godly. But no, it's kind of like the size of Chill, honestly. It's very similar to size to Chill. And Chill is a pretty small Godly in my opinion. Personally, I would like it if the Chroma Heat was a little bit bigger, but honestly, it's still cool. So coming in at number 6, we have the Chroma Gemstone. Now you're probably thinking, zornking, why the hell would you put Chroma Gemstone above Chroma Heat? Isn't Chroma Heat look like 10 times better? Well, if you've owned like a lot of chromas before, and then you've tried on both of them, you probably like the Chroma Heat. But in my opinion, I like the Chroma Gemstone. I've always liked the shape of like the regular gemstone, not really like the purple. The purple's kind of dull. Also, fun fact about the Chroma Gemstone: when you put it on for the first time, it has it's white for 1 second, and then it goes back to normal. And if you switch guns over and over again, it basically keeps refreshing the knife. And when it keeps refreshing, it goes white for 1 second. So if you just keep spamming guns, and you can show off to your friends like, hey look, I have a white gemstone, and it looks pretty cool. At number 5, we have the Chroma Laser. Now, some people like the Chroma Heat better than the Chroma Laser because Chroma Heat is favored by a lot of people. But I honestly like Chroma Laser a lot better than the past other 5 I've shown. Because Chroma Laser, I've always liked the Laser Godly too. And the Laser Godly, it looks pretty cool. Even the red on it just looks pretty dope. But when you make it chroma, it just like makes it like looks 10 times better. I don't know how to explain it that much, but it kind of just like, it's like people, you know how like, since I've been playing for a while, there's always been different colors of Lugers, right? So when you put on the Chroma Laser, and then like usually people used to imagine like different colors of the laser and stuff, and then you like put on the Chroma Laser, and it's like all of those blue, green laser things are coming through, and it looks pretty cool, honestly, in my opinion. At number 4, we have the Chroma Fang. Now, a lot of people have this debate, which is better, Chroma Heat or Chroma Fang in the looks. In my opinion, I like Chroma Fang. I've never really owned Chroma Fang, but I've seen people use it, and Chroma Fang looks pretty freaking cool. It's like, usually people like the Fang Godly a lot. And when you put it in Chroma, it just looks really cool. I've always like been a fan of like the regular Fang Godly. It's just always been like one of my favorites. And when you make it Chroma, it just makes it look 10 times better. I've said the same thing about the Laser, but it's the same thing about the Fang in my opinion. Both of them, when you make the Chroma, it just looks 10 times better. With the Chroma Fang, it's like, it still keeps the same like feel, like it's like a complete, like, it's just a regular Fang, but it's Chroma, and it just looks way better. I don't really know how to put it as well, but it just believe me on that one. So coming in at number 3, we're getting into the top 3s now. We have Chroma Lightbringer. Now, there's a debate between which is cooler, Chroma Darkbringer or Chroma Lightbringer, but personally, I've always think that Chroma Darkbringer is cooler. Sometimes I've thought the Chroma Lightbringer was cooler, but now looking at it, I think the Chroma Darkbringer is better. It kind of just similarizes like the Laser with the Chroma Darkbringer, like the black and chroma type, and I just like it better than the Chroma Lightbringer. A lot of people think the Chroma Lightbringer is better. Some people think the Darkbringer is better, but honestly, I like the Chroma Darkbringer because it matches with more stuff. Like, it can match with Chroma Fang, it can match with Chroma Slasher. While the Chroma Lightbringer, it doesn't match with a lot of chromas. Like, you can match it with some, like Chromaids and Chroma Lightbringer look pretty good. But honestly, it doesn't match with that many chromas, so yeah. Now let's get into the number 2 spot, and you can already guess it. The number 2 spot is the Chroma Darkbringer. The Chroma Darkbringer, it's basically an opposite of the Chroma Lightbringer. The Chroma Lightbringer is light, the Chroma Lightbringer is light, and then the Chroma Darkbringer is dark. And the Chroma Darkbringer is definitely more high demand than the Chroma Lightbringer because people always think the Chroma Darkbringer is better usually. And as I said while talking about the Lightbringer, that Chroma Darkbringer matches with a lot of stuff. It can match with Chroma Fang, it can match with like Chroma Slasher, it can match with a lot of items. While the Chroma Lightbringer, sadly, it doesn't match with much. Now, before making it to the number 1 spot, I'm going to have to go over the chromas that didn't make the top 10 list. There's 5 chromas that did not make the top 10 list, and you can probably think they did, but honestly, I'm not a big fan of these other 5 chromas that didn't make the list. I do like the Chromaids though. I like the Chromaids, but it's definitely, I don't think it can make the list. Since I've already revealed it, one of the chromas that didn't make the list was Chromaids. I do like Chromaids, but I don't like it better than the other chromas that are on the list. Like, it's cool, but honestly, it isn't the best one out of all. It isn't that good out of all of them. So yeah. Another chroma that didn't make the list was the Chroma Seer. Now, some people like the Chroma Seer. Personally, I am not a fan of the Chroma Seer. I liked it once, and then I just didn't really like it that much. The Chroma Seer, it's basically a seer, but we replace all the green with chroma, which still looks cool, but honestly, I've never been a big fan of the Seer Godly, except when you like match it with your character or something. I've just never been a big fan of the Seer Godly, and when you make a chroma, it doesn't look that good. It definitely, in my opinion, Chroma Seer looks better in the picture. If you can say I'm wrong, but I think the Chroma Seer looks better in the picture. Now, the next chroma that didn't make the list was the Chroma Saw. Now, you can probably see why it didn't make the list. It doesn't have much chroma at all, but you're probably thinking, why did you put Chroma Slasher on the list if you didn't even put Chroma Saw on the list? Well, my answer to that is that the Chroma Slasher just looks better, and just looking at them together, people think the Chroma Slasher looks better, and I think that way too. The Chroma Saw, it's hated by a lot of people. It has very low demand, the lowest demand out of every single chroma. It's hated by a lot of people, too many people to be considered that good. The reason why is because it doesn't have much chroma. That's why a bunch of people hate it. Also, adding to that, people never really like the Saw. Basically, people don't like the Saw, so why would they like a Chroma Saw? I think Chroma Saw doesn't look that bad, but everybody just doesn't like it. People would get really mad at me if I put it on the list, so I just decided to not. It doesn't look that bad in my opinion, but honestly, it's not the best one out of all of them. Now let's go to the next one. The two other chromas that didn't make the list have to go to the Chroma Bone Blade and the Chroma Ginger Blade. I decided to stick these into one because I didn't want to make the video any longer because it's going to be a pretty long video. And the reason why they didn't make the list is not because of their low values, but since they're like the Chroma Saw of like the holiday thing. They have less chroma than the Chroma Saw on both of them. But Chroma Ginger Blade is kind of liked by people. I don't know how, but I like it too. I own it. But the thing is, it's cool, but it's not comparable to the other chromas on the list. Like the other chromas in the top 10, and yeah. And the next one is the Chroma Bone Blade. The Chroma Bone Blade, it doesn't have, like, it barely has chroma. It's just a handle, and very faintly on the blade, on the scratches, it has chroma. Yeah, but basically, Chroma Bone Blade, honestly, it's not as good as the other ones on the other chromas, basically. Now, at the moment you've been waiting for, we're going to get to the number one. I think it's pretty obvious, since I named every single chroma but it. It's the Chroma Luger. It has to go to the Chroma Luger. Now, people usually think, there's a debate, are the Chroma Ringers cooler than the Chroma Luger, or is the Chroma Luger cooler? Personally, I think the Chroma Lugers are cooler. Because Chroma Luger, the whole thing is chroma. From top to bottom, everything is chroma. You can't find a single spot that isn't chroma on the Chroma Luger. Now, there may be some darker chroma spots, but that doesn't subtract that it's completely chroma. There isn't a spot on it that is not chroma. So yeah, that is going to be the end of my list. If you found this video kind of entertaining or kind of informative, then just like make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, goodbye.